Hey yo, salute to all my subscribers. Special shout out to everybody else passing through. YouTube, what's good? All right, so earlier today, it was actually kind of dope. First, um, I was listening to an interview with, actually, no, so we're going back to yesterday, right? NWX announced that Twork was the newest and final member of NWX. And then the Goonies, which is the group that Twork came in as being a part of or joined early on, they issued an ultimatum basically saying, yo, we're not rocking with NWX. We don't agree with the fact that you joined NWX. We need you basically within 59 hours or whatever the time limit was to basically pick a side, right? Pick a K is what they told them. I've been scouring the internet all day since I listened to that interview. That was probably like around 11, 12 o'clock. I haven't heard a response yet. If y'all have heard one, let me know because I'm looking for it. I don't think he's responded yet. But they issued that ultimatum basically letting him know, look, it's either us or them type shit. And then while that was going on and I was kind of a little bit like interested in that, then I came across a Instagram live video that was circulating out there where Joe Budden and Surf was talking about Twork's battle, most recent battle with Arse, and that led into them having a conversation about Twork overall, and Joe was like, yo, why did he join NWX? Why do these battle rap niggas join these battle gangs, essentially, is what he called it. And Surf was basically saying, there's no reason to, there's no benefit to it. And then Joe was going back and forth with him about, there's got to be. I think that there is a benefit, even if in a business sense. And they went back and forth for a few minutes, and Joe was like, yo, let me call him. So he was like, yo, do you have his number? And Surf was like, yeah, I have his number. I was just texting him not too long ago. So Joe called Twork, and this is where this story gets interesting. Joe calls Twork, and they're talking, and as they're talking, Joe gets up and he leaves from in front of the camera from the Instagram Live. Now, you can hear everything that Joe's saying, but you can't hear anything that Twork is saying. So the video goes on like that for a little while. Then Joe comes back and he goes, yo, Surf, you didn't give me the whole story. You only gave me one side. You didn't tell me that y'all was trying to recruit Jerry West to gun titles, because Joe was pretty much making the argument, yo, you're in the gang and you're a part of gun titles. How is that any different? So, long story short, as soon as I watched that video, another video started playing, and I guess it was Twork's response, because he had then went on Instagram Live, because he got word that Joe, when he called him during their phone conversation, that it was Instagram Live being recorded. Now, the people on his side, I guess it was Rain, or some people that were with him in the background, I guess one of them turned out to be Rain, was basically telling Twork like, yo, yeah, yo, he had you on Instagram Live. He was repeating everything you were saying, even though he wasn't recording you. Because prior to that, Twork was turning up on Surf, saying how much he don't fuck with him. And he was like, well, at least Joe Budden had the decency not to put me on speakerphone, but he still should have told me that he was on Instagram Live. So at some point during Twork's Instagram Live, somebody must have got word back to Joe that, yo, Twork's on Instagram Live right now, basically going in on y'all for the phone call earlier when you was on live. So Joe jumped into Instagram Live, and once Twork found out he was there, he was like, yo, hit me up, or he was like, yo, join the live, like log into this shit. So Joe joined the Instagram Live. Now they're going back and forth, and the whole time Twork is talking about how much he don't fuck with Surf, Surf trash, Surf's a weirdo, he's goofy, all this other crazy shit. And Joe, typical Joe Budden fashion, he's sitting there looking confused, like, yo, what's all this weird energy? Like, where's this energy coming from? Because people assume, and this is why at 35, I don't roll with a crazy circle. Because Twork was making the assumption that because of how close Joe and Surf is, and because of the fact that Twork don't fuck with Surf, that Joe Budden had to be aware of that. And so the fact that he even called him was suspect because from Twork's position, yo, you know I don't fuck with this dude. So you must have known what you were doing by calling me. And you must have knew what you were doing, and you must have meant it in a disrespectful fashion to even have me on live and not tell me. Like, all you had to do was tell me. Now, granted, Joe could have been like, yo, we're doing a live stream right now on Instagram. You're not on speaker. I just want to ask you a couple questions. Because I'm an advocate of never take away a person's choice. Give a person a choice, let them know what's going on. So I can't I can't backslide on that. I can't contradict myself when it comes to that. Plus, and I don't know what Joe was thinking. I don't know what was in his mind when this was going on. But I watched the Joe Budden podcast. Heavy, right? Heavy. And every single time Joe was doing a podcast and he calls someone or someone calls him, one of the first things out his mouth is, yo, we're doing a podcast, we're recording, so, you know what I'm saying? Careful what you say type shit. But mind you, every time that happens, he usually answers the phone on speaker or he has the aux plugged in so that everybody can hear him. He never put Twork on speaker, so you couldn't hear anything Twork was saying. So in that sense, I don't necessarily feel like Joe did something wrong. Yes, as a courtesy, you should have told Twork, yo, we're doing Instagram Live right now. You're not on speaker. Nobody can hear you. I just want to ask you X, Y, Z. Twork's whole position was, yeah, but that's crazy because y'all moving like the police because I could have said something to incriminate myself. Like, what type of, how, like, where they do that at, where y'all call somebody, y'all recording them, y'all got them on live, but you're not telling them that you're doing it. What if I would have said something to incriminate myself? Now, I didn't rock with that because on one hand, yeah, he didn't tell you were on live, but you weren't being recorded because you couldn't hear your voice. And the only thing that Joe Budden repeated was the bit about the Jerry West shit and gun titles trying to recruit him. And Twork's position was, yeah, but what if I fuck with Jerry West? So what if he would have heard it and felt like on some shit like, oh, yo, you trying to put it out there like, yo, they tried to, recruit Jerry West type shit, and he felt the way about it. I guess, cool, on one hand. But on the other hand, nothing that Joe said could have been even remotely misconstrued as this nigga incriminating him or snitching or him incriminating himself. And for you to be like, yo, real niggas don't do that, real nigga would have been like, yo, you on live right now. You know what I'm saying? So that I know how to move and what to say and what not to say. But then the whole time in my head, I'm thinking, well, if that's the case, like, for you to say, oh, a real nigga wouldn't do that, a real nigga wouldn't move like that. What real nigga would even say something incriminating, period, over the phone? See, that's the difference. Like, when you come up in a different era, right? I was born in the early 80s. When you come up in a different era, those type street dudes like Twork is talking about, they wouldn't be caught saying shit on a phone, period. It's see me in person, we talk in person. So for you to make that argument, that's the one argument that I felt like that's a false comparison. Like you that's a false equivalency. Yeah, it's worse to be recorded on camera and you saying crazy reckless shit and you don't know you're being recorded. But that man didn't have you on speakerphone. We couldn't hear anything that you were saying. The whole conversation that you had with him prior to mentioning that Jerry West shit, he had already walked away from the camera. So nobody knew what you were saying. So I don't think he violated in that sense. Plus, from Joe's perspective, and if this is true, then there really was no violation. If I got two mutual friends on either side, or not even friends, because Joe never spoke to Twork, they not cool, they don't know each other. But if I have a friend on a mutual side and we're close, and he knows another person in their same profession, let's call it battle rap, because it's what we talking about, and from from Joe's perspective, the way he explained it, he didn't realize the energy that was going on between Twork and Surf. Because here's the thing, throughout that whole live and throughout all the videos I watched yesterday with Surf and Joe, because they was at Joe's house watching the Twork Arts battle from SM8, which was crazy. Our smoke Twork, by the way. Surf at no point he talked about how dope he think Twork is, how dope he thinks he's gonna be later, but he basically was just touching on some of the limitations as far as a fellow battle rapper in the same profession, basically constructive criticism. He at no point threw dirt on Twork's name, at no point said y'all don't fuck with him, he's whack, he's a trash nigga, he's goofy. All of the shit that Twork was saying, Surf didn't make no mention of that man's character, personality, any way, shape, or form, period. So I just feel like Twork, the energy, I don't know where it was coming from, so I can't speak on it. Maybe they had some interactions prior where he just don't see eye to eye with him. But that doesn't mean that Joe knows about that. Because from Joe's position, it was, well, yeah, I thought everybody was cool, so I'm calling you because your number was in my man's phone. So if you got his number in your phone, I'm thinking that everything's gravy, right? Because it's not a automatic that just because you don't rock with him and he may or may not rock with you on a personal level, that doesn't mean that nigga sitting up here talking trash about you to me. And that was Joe's position. And if that is the case, then it's not an automatic that he would, because Twork's position was, yo, nigga, you know I don't fuck with him. You know that we ain't cool. And Joe's like, nah, I don't know that. I don't know what energy I have back and forth. That's between you and him. I was only calling you because I'm a real nigga from a time when if you mention somebody's name, if somebody's name comes up, you don't speak on somebody with them not being there to answer for themselves. And I rock with that. I'm from the same, me and Joe are close in age. Joe is what, 37, 38? I'm 35. We in the same age group. We came up essentially in the same era. And I've been rocking with Joe since early 2000s, right? I fucked with that first album. I agree with him. What he says is true. When somebody's name comes up in a discussion, if they're not there to speak on it, then you get that person's input. If you can't, then no reason to continue on in the conversation. So Joe reaching out to Twork and calling him, that was what he should have done. That was proper protocol. Surf's only argument was, yo, these young new niggas are coming into this culture, being invited into the house of battle rap because, you know what I'm saying, they do have talent, they do have skill, but they coming in showing no type of respect for the dudes like him, who has been doing it for 10 plus years, showing no respect, talking about you the king of Jersey and all this and that. Now, I'm from Jersey. I know how Jersey get down. It's very territorial, but at the same time, there's no, see, up north, the camaraderie, the support, like how it is like in ATL, like how it is out in places like that, it's not there. It's not the same. It's more competition. It's more cutthroat. It's more one person trying to be above the next person. And you see the same thing in the music industry. These new rappers coming up, they don't pay no homage to who laid that groundwork before them. They got no respect. They with all the shits they got. Like they don't give a fuck less about the people, the pioneers who paved the way. And that was Surf's position and his point. And I share those same sentiments. So I can't say that's a violation, because it's not. It's the truth. You coming in, you talking crazy against some of the same dudes who paved the way for you to even be in the position where you was in. Now granted, the new wave is like on that Drake shit, that AI shit. It's like, yeah, you know, you got your idols, but then when you get in the game, you know what I'm saying? You got to cross your idols up, and that's when your idols become your rival. I get that, but there has to be a respect level there. See, back when I was first learning about hip hop, back in the late '80s, early '90s, you know what I'm saying? With me being the age I'm at, the Nas's, the Biggies, the Pacs, the Jay-Z's, the Redmans, the Method Mans, they wanted to have to get their clout. They wanted to be considered in the same breath with the KRS-Ones, the Kumo D's, the Bismarck's, the Big Daddy Kanes, and the Raekwons, and all of them, right? but they at the same time paid respect and homage to what they did. You see what I'm saying? They didn't come in on some, yo, fuck these niggas. Like it's a whole different era. And granted, there are some old heads who don't want to let it go, who don't want to make room for these new dudes to come in and have their own lane. And there's some old heads who are bitter about the direction the music is going in and how the sound is completely different from what they remember it. And that's no different from our era. You know, when we was coming up, the people before us was like, yo, what are they doing? That's not rap. That's not hip hop. So you're going to have that through, as the older that any genre of music gets, it's going to evolve. It's going to change. There's going to be new, young, creative minds that are going to come in and want to push the envelope. But that's how you keep any profession, any genre of anything. That's how you keep it fresh. That's how you keep it moving forward. So that's going to happen. That's just growing. You call that growing pains, right? That happens with any business. The music business, the music industry is no different. You're going to have that just like you would have it anywhere. But I just feel like there is blatant disrespect with these new cats now. Like these new dudes, it's just blatant disrespect. You got rappers talking about Tupac was overrated. You got rappers talking about I don't fuck with Biggie. I don't know. Like it's disrespectful. And then what happens is you coming in, but you're disrespecting the fans by disrespecting the people that we hold up because they created the lane that you're in right now. And that's my only problem with Twork. I fuck with his shit. You know, I like his battle rap style. Sometimes you can't really understand what he's saying because he screamed too damn much. But I like what he's doing right now. He's shaking up the culture a little bit. But at the same time, when you start to say, fuck the fans, and I don't give a fuck about the fans, and I just do this for me because the fans, they weirdos, and y'all don't know what y'all be talking about. Yo, when you start doing that, and then at the same time, your professionalism comes into question because you're not showing up for battles, and you choking in battles, and you're not preparing for battles the way you should, you're damaging your whole brand. Now, see, if it was me, you want to come in, and the same dudes that you're disrespecting, the same ones that have that experience, the same one that could really show you how to move properly so that you can have the longevity that they had to even get to a point where they can be talking about retiring and laying their mics down from battle rap to go on to do other things. That's where you become successful. That's the smart thing to do. You want to learn from the people that came before you because they're the ones that can teach you exactly how to maneuver. And then you use that mixed with your creativity, your youthfulness, and then you elevate the game. But you can't elevate the game by tearing down the people that came before you. So when it came to all that energy, I wasn't really fucking with it. I will say this, though. After I was done watching all those videos, Jay Black jumped on and he was did a champion blog and he was talking about the whole situation, basically saying, yo, if Joe Budden is saying, because Joe said y'all got 20 racks, if y'all got the 20 racks that you said y'all had, I put my 20 up, up behind Surf. You come with your 20, and y'all just battle it out, and winner take all. Now, Jay Black's for it. I'm for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of the culture. Let's do this shit. Joe could do that shit at his house. You know what I'm saying? Winner take all. And I guarantee you, there's nobody that wouldn't want to see it. Nobody that wouldn't want to see it. So if your angle, because this is the thing too, you never know when these niggas are being real or not. Like these new dudes, they come in, they talk all of this shit. And when it comes down to it, half of them, all they want is just a chance to battle the same dudes that they tearing down. Those same pioneers, those same legends. And that's cool. You know, that's part of the game. It's cool. But don't do that, though, and make it seem like it's more to it than that. Because, and this is another thing that you hear a lot of the people who came in from the Smack DVD days, from back then during that era, and their sentiments are real too. When you really got beef with somebody, you really got a problem with them, the way Twork's energy was, I don't fuck with Surf, I don't like that nigga as a person, as a battle rapper, I don't fuck with him. You wouldn't want to be in the same vicinity as that man, because you would feel like there would be problems. So if you're willing to battle that man for 20 racks, yes, 20 racks, but at the same time, if you talking about what real niggas would do and wouldn't do as far as calling you and not telling you they had you on their Instagram live, real niggas don't want to be in the same room with a dude they don't fuck with. Period. Because it's too volatile. It's too unpredictable. You don't know what could happen if you really got problems with somebody like that. So clearly, for him to say, y'all got the 20 racks, I'll do the battle, then you really don't have problems with him like that. And if you really don't have problems with him like that, you shouldn't be putting that out there. First of all, it's a violation because if that man never took money from you, if that man never did nothing to your family, to your kids, or to you, that's the protocol for real beef. Not industry shit, not battle rap shit, not rap shit in general. There's certain protocols for when you can identify something as beef. I know that. Anybody who's from the hood knows that. So if this is just about a battle where you can get everything off your chest during the battle, that's not real beef. That's battle rap beef. And that's cool. There's no issue with that. But then you can't be on live with energy saying it's more than that. Because now it's becoming clear it's not more than that. It's not. So, but you'll jump on and you'll address that. Because I feel like, and this is just me being on my Dr. Phil shit, I feel like that energy, and I think that this may come out in the next coming days, but I really think that energy he had was toward the Goonies. It was toward them niggas. Because I don't think, for whatever reason, I don't think he's willing to scream on them that way. I could be wrong. Tomorrow he may put out a video like, yo, who the fuck these niggas talking to? But I haven't seen it yet. And I know if he found out that quick about the Surf and Joe Budden Instagram Live, if he found out literally within minutes after that shit was up, then he has to know. He had to have known about that interview with the Goonies issuing that ultimatum. So was you pissed off about that and you directed that energy back at Joe and Surf? I don't know. It kind of seems a little bit iffy. I don't know. And also, last thing I'm going to mention, because I've been into this battle rap shit for a minute, not just the battle rappers, but I also follow the bloggers, all of them. And I've been sitting on the sidelines for a minute. But you know what? AngryFan. I fuck with his content a lot. Like, a lot. I mean, he's definitely a crazy dope reporter on all of the current events that go on in battle rap. But lately, you know how they say battle rappers, you're only as good as your last battle. For artists in the industry, you're only as good as your last record or as your last project. The same thing with the bloggers. You're only as good as your last blog. And we look to the bloggers to be, and I'm far from a battle rap blogger. I'm just a battle rap fan who has a playlist on my channel dedicated to battle rap shit. And as I continue to put more content related to battle rap up on this channel, I want y'all to understand something. For these bloggers, and I don't care how long they've been doing it, they're just fans too at the end of the day. But we look to their channels, their platforms, we follow them because they have at least a slightly more inside, you know what I'm saying, pass into what's going on behind the scenes before we do. It's the battle rappers, it's the league owners, the battle rappers, the bloggers, and then the fans get to see what's going on after everything is cleaned up, polished up, and filtered through. But lately, and it's been a few blogs now, AngryFan hasn't been on his shit because his information has been questionable. He did a blog talking about John and Hollow not happening because John was in jail, and URL was charging XYZ for SM8 on an early sale, and he was basically going in saying, yo, it's false advertisement because where's John? He's not going to be there. And the whole time, they had it worked out and they had it planned and they knew John was going to be able to be there. So I was like, well, he got it wrong. You know, it's okay. Some people get it wrong once or twice, no big deal. But then I was watching a blog, one of the last ones I watched today on the battle rap current events, and he did a blog talking about, yo, did the Goonies even know you joined NWX, or did they find out when we found out? And that shit is crazy. When, yo, 7-8 hours before that, you literally heard Jackboy, you literally heard those Goonie niggas saying, no, we knew what was going on. He told us before it was even announced. And we had a problem with it then, but we just rocked with it because we said, Joe, you know what I'm saying, we all family, we all in the same shit. We don't like it, but you know, you do what you do. And then after the fact, I guess it didn't sit well with them, so they decided to renege on that, which that's between them and Twork. It is what it is. That shit happens. That's family shit. You try to rock with something that somebody want to do. You try to be supportive, but I guess they just don't fuck with NWX so much that they just couldn't swallow it. But the point, pause. But the point was, you should know that. Like you're the blogger. So before you do the blog, you're supposed to have that information. I'm not a blogger, so I could be saying a bunch of shit right now, and then there could be a video floating around YouTube right now with Twork answering that ultimatum. But I'm not a blogger. Well, I am, but I'm not a battle rap blogger. You see what I'm saying? I'm just a fan giving my observances on today's course of events. But you're the blogger. You're the one that we look to for the information. And this is like the third time now within the past week that you've been wrong on your information. I'm just saying, you know, we have to start holding the whole community, the whole culture of battle rap responsible. Not just the battle rappers, not just the league owners, but the bloggers as well. Because they're the liaisons between the battle rappers and the fans. They're the bridge. So y'all got to get this shit right. You can't speak on something and say, it seems like they found out when we found out and that's why they're pissed. No, clearly that's not the case, because that's already been cleared up that that's not what happened. So I'm going to need AngryFan to get it together. I'm going to need Twork to change his energy a little bit, because I like his shit, but I think he's going to lose a lot of fans if he continues the way he's been going. You know what I'm saying? Put that energy back into your craft. Put that energy into making sure you come prepared every battle, because Surf's already solidified. He don't need a battle with you. No matter what you say about Surf, no matter how much you say you don't fuck with Surf, he's already solidified. Don't matter if he loses battles or wins. He's a fan favorite. He has a cult following. So whenever there's a card with Surf on it, card gonna sell. People gonna come out to see Surf. You're not quite there yet. You have a following, but keep going the way you're going, and this shit can switch around quick, because I done seen plenty of battle rappers. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, long story short, battle rap is definitely getting interesting again. Seems like lately, every few months, something happens in battle rap, and everybody's ears perk up. Things get interesting again. We coming down to the end of the year. I got K-Shine winning Champion of the Year. That's just how I see it. Let me know what y'all think about that. He's finally going to battle Geechi. Now, here's what I think. If Geechi and Shine are the two top contenders for Battle of the Year, for a Champion of the Year, the winner of that battle has to get it. I don't know why we're overlooking Iron Solomon. I don't know why we're overlooking him. But if Geechi and Shine are the two top contenders, and that's what it seems like the general consensus is. If they're the two top contenders, winner of that battle, which is going down, it was just announced earlier today, Shine, Geechi, Smack Volume 3, December, forget the date. It's like the first weekend, the second weekend in December. If they're both the two top contenders, winner of that battle has to take Champion of the Year. And if not, see, even if, and I'm going to have to do a whole nother blog on this, but let me know what y'all think about this. Shine has arguably gone through the whole year without you losing a round. He's arguably undefeated this year. Geechi has lost a battle. Not a debate. He's lost a battle. And he's been in debatable battles. So even if he beats Shine, shouldn't Shine still be in a higher position for contender for Champion of the Year? But it almost seems like, in the way that it seems like it's going, with them two being now scheduled to battle, it's now locked in. It sucks, but all the work that Shine has put in so far this year, which he's been killing everybody, but all that work he put in this year, unfortunately, won't mean shit if the first loss that he takes this year, if it's to Geechi, who is already top contender, right, before this recent Shine argument, But if Geechi beats him, unfortunately, now that makes Geechi look even better because now he's a top contender. You're arguing it should be you because you have not lost a round, arguably, and you've won every battle that you've had this year, no debating, and arguably haven't lost a round, but you couldn't beat Geechi, and he's the one that's kind of been groomed this year for Champion of the Year. It's crazy, but that's how it happened. Let me know what y'all think. I think even if Shine loses this battle to Geechi, or if it's a debatable battle, I still think Shine has a bigger claim for Champion of the Year because he has gone undefeated this year. And how can somebody who's gone undefeated lose Champion of the Year to somebody who has a loss and has all other debatable battles? Even though you can give Geechi to win in all his other battles, it's still close. It's not like Shine has had clear victories this year and arguably has not lost a single round. So let me know what y'all think. Who y'all got for Champion of the Year? I'm going to go with K-Shine. He's been on his shit this whole year. He's on a crazy streak. And if he does beat Geechi and does not get Champion of the Year is rigged. But I know it's not. I know they stand up folks over there, so I'm going to expect him to do the right thing. And if Shine does beat Geechi, close out the year with this last battle, grabs that Champion of the Year, Shine goes into January with momentum into the next year. I would like to see somebody do a repeat because, you know, Old Red won Champion of the Year last year and fell off the face of the earth this year. So, I mean, I would like to see the person who wins it also come back and at least make another run at being contender for it. Like, how do you just fall completely off the face of the earth? But Old Red's never really been that consistent. Anyway, let me know what y'all think about all of the shit that I just touched on. I saw SM8. I wasn't there, obviously, but I saw the pay-per-view. I got all those battles lined up. I want to do the reviews for those battles. I'm trying to wait until those battles start to drop on YouTube, and then I'm going to do them one by one, because I hate the bloggers that do the reviews on the battles, not the recaps. I don't mind the recaps. Those usually happen the same day of the battles, right after the battles, where people give their opinions, but they don't go into any bars or anything like that. I don't like the bloggers who do full-on reviews based on what they saw on the pay-per-view, because the majority of the people don't see the pay-per-view. The majority of the people catch the battles when they come out on YouTube. So when you do a whole review, you're throwing it away and spoiling it for all the people who didn't see it on YouTube. And I guess, granted, yeah, if you choose not to purchase the battle, then you have no claim to spoiler alerts. I get that too. But I'm still deciding. I don't know. I may wait until the battles all drop, or each battle drops one by one on YouTube, and just do the reviews right then and there, because I'm kind of busy with the platform right now. I got a lot of stuff going on with the platform, a lot of different content. I'm trying to kind of organize and fit in where I want to do stuff with the relationship shit, the parenting shit. You know, there's so much stuff going on with the platform. So I'm still figuring that out. But let me know what y'all thought about all the other shit. And hopefully, if, you know what I'm saying, if I like the way that the playlist, the battle rap shit playlist is going on this channel, I will keep it going. I've stayed away from, you know, doing the battle rap reviews and talking about the bloggers and all that shit. I've stayed away from it for, I don't know, like 6-7 years. Just because I feel like there's already people who have that lane. Let them do that. But I don't like the direction the culture's going in. And I look at bloggers as being responsible to be the ones who help keep everybody accountable. And the bloggers, though, it don't seem like they're really doing that anymore. The last one left who was really doing it, I mean, Jay Black is doing his champion thing. That's dope. It's a whole different level of excellence. AngryFan was the last one I really looked at as being the one to hold everybody accountable. But he's had a few misses in his last few blogs. Not to say that somebody can't have a bad game, but his information hasn't been too reliable. And if the bloggers are responsible for policing the league owners and the battle rappers, who's responsible for policing the bloggers? So, you know, it is what it is. I'm going to speak on what I see. I'm going to speak on what I don't like. My approach to this whole battle rap shit in this playlist is going to be different than a lot of other bloggers. because it's just really from the perspective of a fan. I'm not interested in being a battle rap blogger. I'm not interested in being at events and interviewing battlers. I'm not. But my observances is just a fan of this shit and seeing certain things that I don't like, decide I'm going to speak on it. Why not? We need more people like that anyway. But yo, like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about this one. I don't pretend to know everything. Just know what I know. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace and love.